Okay. Alright. Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love to anybody that can catch this. Because I'm doing this really fast. Well, not real fast, but I'm going to do this. Getting into, are you really in love? Are you on drugs? Because a lot of people really confuse love with dependency. They really confuse it a lot. And I just want to get into that a little bit because just in conversation or anything, what you watch on TV, the music that we listen to, it'll make you think, being with somebody else makes you complete. That's what a lot of songs are talking about, being incomplete without somebody, or somebody, being your everything or being your all and all of that. And everybody wants to be in love, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And the thing is, too, peace and love, Deidre. Peace and love, Michael. Peace and love, Tremaine. Brandon. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. And so, I want to get into peace and love, Shama. Peace and love, everybody. I want to get into, do we really know what love is? And you do. You really do. Love is closer than you think. And a lot of us haven't been taught our value and been taught what love really is. And so that's why we'll cling to other people or cling to things. And so what you think about love and your relationship is with love really is in your DNA. It's really with your coping mechanisms and all of that. Peace and love. Peace and love, say no more. Oh, peace and love, Destiny. I had to look at the name. Alright, yeah, be on drugs. Ain't nothing wrong with being on drugs, Shama. Peace and love, Tanisha. Peace and love, Lala. Alright, peace and love, everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with being on drugs, but we want to see what type of drugs. Okay? And what have your parents taught you? And have your parents taught you that you are enough? Okay? But love is closer than you think because love is being used every day. Love is in the breath. Love is in every breath that you take. Love is there. Love is that wisdom there. Every breath you take is love. And so it goes back to your relationship with self, how much you love yourself. How do you breathe when you're alone? Is your breathing, are you panicking? Is there anxiety? Is it hard for you to breathe? Is it hard for you to be alone? Because that lets you know what your relationship with love is dealing with other people. Because when you are in love with somebody else, it has to be the same way that you are in love with yourself. And that's why when you're in love with somebody else, it's really being with yourself because it's your reflection. Okay, so that's why being with a partner is somebody that's just like you, a lot of times, or the opposite of you. A lot of people say opposites attract, or however, but pretty much they're your mirror. You guys, take your experiences together and say, this is how we see love. This is how we breathe when we're together, and that's why I want to get into the first stages of it and what, we watch on TV and what it even teaches us about love. Because what it teach you? The first thing it teach you is that heart beating fast. Oh, you get the butterflies in your stomach, that whole feeling. They teach us that that's what love is. You get that inner excitement and all of that. And sometimes that is just excitement. Sometimes that's just plain arousal. But sometimes y'all got to really think about what your body is telling you. Sometimes that's the same feeling you get as if somebody was holding a gun on you. That's the same feeling you get if this person put you in danger or put you in harm. Your body is sending you signals. So sometimes you'll have that feeling. You can have that feeling for years. But later on, you'll figure out why you had that feeling. So sometimes your body is sending you signals, which we think is love, which is really your body is telling you to get out of there. And so it's really that level of excitement. And your body is saying, hey, it's sending signals to your nervous system saying something might not be right. Something could be very wrong, but we mix up those signals of what love is because, like I said, what we've been taught. And so a lot of us haven't been taught how to breathe well alone, and knowing how we breathe and have that peaceful breath alone. And that's what a lot of people get confused at. So going back to dependency or whatever, it's in your DNA. It is in your DNA because this goes back to alcoholism and addiction and everything else. Even people, even with it simply with food, okay? All of that goes back to your family and how your family cope with things and your coping mechanisms. So it simply is in your DNA how you go about love and whether your family has moved in love in survival mode or whether your family has moved in love through desire or whether your family has moved in love through purpose and spiritual assignment, which teaches you a whole lot and makes your path completely different. And so you got a lot of people, I gave my heart to you and I did everything for you. I was a ride or die and this and that. Why? Right? Because there's no friction and there's no resistance with love. because there's no friction and there's no resistance when you breathe. And then when it is, this is where it gives you experience. So that's why the breath is experience. So that's why when you use your breath accordingly and you use your vibration and your voice accordingly, you add more breaths, and more space and oxygen to your life. And you get to live a little longer in general because you're using your breath and you're using your experience and wisdom accordingly. So a lot of people have to think about that when you're talking about you in love, when you love somebody and you did everything and anything for somebody. And sometimes a lot of people will do more for somebody else than they'll do for yourself, and it shows. And so it also goes back to your relationship with self and not knowing your boundaries. And so that's why a lot of people will stick to a situation longer than they should because they don't know more about themselves. And I remember I asked a girl one time, a long time ago in a reading, I asked her, I said, she was talking about a guy. And I was like, how long you been knowing him? And she's like, oh, I've been knowing him like 4 or 5 years. Oh, okay, well, how long you been knowing you? She was like, she just got quiet. She ain't been knowing herself that long, but she been knowing him longer than she been knowing her. You came in with you going out with you. So you got to know you and what you like and everything about you and be honest with whatever it is and not say what's good or bad because that's subjective to somebody else so you can know what you're attracting into your life. Okay? And so you got to know how to dance and you got to know your own rhythm alone so that you'll know somebody else is throwing you off beat or somebody else is increasing your rhythm and you're like, oh, okay, I like you as a dance partner in life. You brought something here, but you have to be taught that you're a whole person by yourself. You have to be taught that you're whole on your own, okay? Because if not, you're going to always look for that other part of somebody else. So that's why I say being in a relationship is amazing. Being in a relationship is great. Being in a marriage is fine, but at the same time, standing firm on your own because at the end of the day, a relationship is really just an addition. It's not a completion, and it shouldn't be anyway. They should be an addition to your life. They shouldn't complete your life. Okay, so that's why I say don't tell somebody you can't live without them because for one, you spoke that word, and for one, that is a spell, and so this is why you will be so connected to somebody and so dependent on somebody, you really feel like you can't live without them, or something happens to you or them because y'all can't live without each other because y'all said it, so don't make that possible because then when something doesn't work out in that relationship, that's what I'm saying, you brought forth that manifestation that you can't live without them. Okay, so you have to think about that and the things that we say and how much power we give to somebody else in our life. So this is going back to, I know that it's the thing now, we used to say that we was falling in love and we realized that falling hurts. And so falling is a fall and that now we want to rise in love, and that's amazing. The thing is now with rising in love, because we overuse every phrase, a lot of people are getting stuck in that state. So you rise in love and then now you stuck to that, whatever that rise or that high that person gave you, to where you're getting high off of this other person's supply. So that's why I had posted that the other week, be in love, fine, but get high off your own supply so that you're not dependent on somebody else. So now they're not placing something and there's that missing piece if that person's not around. Because now you become a crackhead for love. Now you become a crackhead and you become dependent. And this goes back to what's in your DNA. If your family has dependency issues, emotional eaters, all of those things, drinking, smoking, all of those, peace and love, Jermaine, all of those things, it's going to play out through you in other ways. So you can say, well, I don't drink or we don't do that in our family. Okay, well, do y'all overeat? Okay, do y'all easily get misled? That's still in your DNA. That's still in how you cope with things. That's still saying that somebody didn't teach you to be a whole self. And what you saw your mom do or what you saw your dad do and things you saw in relationships, this affects what you hold on to, And so you have to look at what your wisdom and how you packed your bags when you left your life, your family. Some of those things you're supposed to take with you. Some of those things you were not supposed to take with you. And some of us don't pack our bags properly when we move out of our family's house and when we start developing relationships and connections with other people. You know what I mean? You ain't even thinking about what you brought into somebody else's life. Some of those things you saw your mom go through, you were supposed to see that, and you're supposed to decide for yourself This is what I want for myself, or this is not what I want for myself. This is what I want for my children. This is not what I want for my children. So we have to understand that our parents were not always right, but we have to understand that they weren't always taught either. So that's why we have to decide what's in our DNA and what we're going to change for our children. And sometimes we don't have time or room to be bitter and decide that what we went through, our children are going to go through. Because we have a lot of parents who are bitter through their experiences. So instead of reinforcing new situations and new things and a new platform and a new way of things going for their children, they'll let their children suffer and say, well, I went through it. That's why you're going to go through it. So you have to learn to heal from your wounds, or just realize that you're the one that's going to take the pain and take the one for the team for your children, so that they can learn. And so you have to realize that your family or your mom did that. She might have got hit on, she might have got cheated on, or your dad might have went through some things, or however your father was with women in general. He taught you more than you think, than you really give him credit for. Or your mom taught you more than what you really gave credit for. So now you have to learn your pain tolerance and what you're willing to go through in life and in a relationship. Because a lot of us don't know our pain tolerance. You don't know how hot something is. You don't know when you're bruised. You don't know what a bruise feel like, because you've already went through that so many times. So now when you're feeling that pain from somebody else, you've experienced this before. Oh, this is familiar to you, so you can take a little bit more. And some people who have been loved on and have comfort and have a strong foundation with family, they never experienced that before. You get what I'm saying? And so they're quicker to leave, depending on, like I said, how they were loved on. So some people are quicker to stay, and if you're giving somebody some good sex, or you're telling them some things they never heard before, or you're telling somebody how beautiful they are, how wonderful you are, and a lot of men and women are utilizing that and playing on that for a lot of people, calling them gods and kings and queens and putting them on a throne that they've never been on. So that's why you're giving them a high, you're giving them a taste of a drug they never had before, because their parents never told them how awesome they were. Their parents never told them how they had a throne already and that they had a crown on already. So now they're looking for that reinforcement through another person. And they were looking for a man to tell them, oh, you a goddess, you a queen. And you get so high off of that conversation that now you don't even look at the underlying stuff. You don't even look at the fine print at this contract this brother is giving you, or this sister. Because it's brothers too who's never been built up before from their mom. They never been built up before. Nobody ever told them they was a king. Nobody ever told them they was God. Nobody ever empowered them. So it take that one sister that looked real sweet, real nice, real quick, talking that talk and walking that walk with them thick thighs and looking like God and talking the way God supposed to talk, and you fall for that thing, because you never had that before. So it's easy for somebody to mask those things, or to guise themselves, or to guise their words, and to twist you into something that you've never been on. So we can't say, oh, people who are prideful, I don't smoke weed, I don't drink, I don't do that, but still be the same person that's stuck in a relationship and on that crack of whoever they with, they on that shit, you on that stuff. My family, we don't have that in our family. Yeah, but your mama been with your daddy for 25 years and she won't leave because she's dependent. Why? Because he pay her bills and she ain't had to work in 20 years and she's scared to say something. You got to think about some things where some people are dependent because of things on a material level, depending on how they got with that person, okay? Some people are stuck because of that desire. And they just stuck on how they feel about a person, but they're not looking at what that person's really bringing in their life. And some people swear this person is part of their purpose and a part of their plan in the long run, and they don't look at what this person is really bringing in your life. And so, are you in love or are you on drugs? Because if you can breathe by yourself and you're comfortable by yourself and you can meditate and you can pray and you can be in your own space and you don't have to cut the TV on and you don't have to have the radio on and you can just breathe by yourself and you ain't scared of nothing. You ain't scared if you heard something and all that, because there's no fear, because you by yourself. That's when you in love by yourself. Because when you in love and when you around the person that you're supposed to be with, it feels no different from when you're alone. Okay? There's no different. Y'all breathing the same. You understand? Y'all breathing is the same. So that's why I say love is in the breath. Whoever you're around and they change the pattern of your breathing, that's somebody that you're not necessarily supposed to be around, because the wisdom is in your body. okay? Because your body was developing way before your brain was. Why? Because when you was a baby, you knew when your body knew when it was hungry, your body knew when it was scared, and your body knew it felt pain way before your brain could even put it into words what you were feeling. So the wisdom is in your body, because your brain will reason out things every day of the week. Your brain will reason things out. But your body will tell you when you're with somebody and when you're around somebody if you're supposed to be around them. That nervousness you're feeling, he ain't telling you you cute. You ain't in love. That ain't no bubbly feeling, that gassy feeling. No. He's literally holding a gun to you. And it feels like it. Then that's the same way you feel if you said, girl, he stole my stuff. Girl, he done hit me upside my head. Your body been telling you that for months. And you'll be like, girl, I'm in love. Every time I get around him, I'm nervous. Oh, my God, girl. Oh, my God. Same thing for men. Oh, man, bro, like I'm in love with her. I can just feel it. I just feel it. I just know she the one. No. She put you on a pill you ain't never been on. You on that shit. Okay? And you ain't get high off your own supply. You ain't bring your own drugs to the party. You supposed to be BYOB, you know, and BYOD. Bring your own shit. So you ain't got to try nobody else shit. What's that? I never had that before. No. Bring your own shit. I don't know y'all like that until I get to know you in a sober state. Until I can breathe around you in a sober state. This one I can go under with you on another level. But until then, hell no. So when this person leave, I'm still about to smoke my blunt. When this person leave, I'm still about to have my shot. Because I brought my own anyway. I don't know you like that. That's what you're supposed to do when you in love. How do I breathe when I'm alone? If you panicking when you alone and you breathe better when somebody else around you, you ain't gonna never breathe right when you by yourself. Because everybody else ain't gonna always be around. Okay? Your mama, your daddy, your children, your husband, your wife. Okay? Because death is inevitable, right? Okay? So we gotta understand sometimes you're gonna be alone. So you have to enjoy your aloneness so you don't get high from nobody else. Okay? We really gotta understand that because somebody can take something away. Now they have power over you. If somebody can give you something and now you dependent on it and you need it, now you're dependent on them, now they have a power over you. So that's why I'm saying somebody's giving you a love, even good sex. That's why masturbation is important. Master yourself through masturbation, even good sex. So then your root chakra, there's no addiction here. Right? So ain't nobody gonna be knocking you off your boots and knocking you and, oh, he put that whole thrill through your whole body. Oh, she put that whole thing on you, right? And so now you can't get her off your mind. You calling her every day. You calling him every day, right? Get yourself right. So you can know, so you already know what you brought to the party. Oh, you know what? Oh, bro, that's okay. You couldn't get it straight. That's fine. You know why? Because I have a good time by myself. Oh, sis, you know what? You smelling kind of funny. That's fine. You know, I get right by myself. So if somebody's not getting you right on that level, that's fine. I do this by myself. I always do this on my own. Anyway, so now I don't got to get high off you. So now if all you supplying is ass, I can decide if I want to leave or not. Because if that's all you putting on the table, I got my own ass, right? Right? So we ain't got to sit here and struggle with the body. Okay, we feed the body food. We feed the body clothes, shelter, and all those things. But when you feed the body sex through other people, your body becomes dependent on that. So this is why sex addiction comes in. This is where promiscuity and all of that come in. Promiscuity. I can't even say the damn word right. I'm talking fast, but you know when people are promiscuous. There we go. And all of that. That's where that comes from. Okay? Because you don't train the body. So you got to know who you are by yourself. That's what I'm saying. Train the body without any other energies. Without anybody else touching it for a second. Give it a second. Give it a second so that when somebody else do touch it, it's just an influence. And then you can decide whether you like that influence or not. That goes back to your mama and your daddy. If your mama and your daddy ain't never even just simply hug you, kiss you, give you reassurance, give you that support, you get what I'm saying? It's going to be easy for somebody else to get in your back door and just be like, hey, girl, you looking fine today. You beautiful African queen with your pear shape. You look like you going to have my baby. She'd be like, oh, my God, girl. No. You supposed to say that to this morning when you woke up. Look at me. I'm God. I birthed this whole world. I already gave birth to you, brother. You want it again? Fine. Find the path to it. That's what you're supposed to say. You know, and not with arrogance and ego. Just saying, I already know my worth. I already brought my stuff. So what you got? Is that going to increase with me or not? Because some people can increase and some people can bring decrease into your life. So that's why you have to know your value in every situation. Even with friends. You know, that's why I say bring your own shit. Bring your own love. Bring your own stuff to the table. So now nobody else has power over you. Because as soon as somebody know that you stuck on their body, you stuck on their talk, that conversation and they talk, you talking that talk. Ooh, yeah, he be speaking all that stuff. He be talking about numerical equations and talking about our people, and he be talking about different symbols, and he be going all deep. If you already knew that on your own, he wouldn't be intriguing you like that. He'd have to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, sis, get your own information. Yeah, brother, know about the sister already. Know about this information already. So that's not something that you stuck on. Because now you stuck on that lingo. You stuck on it. You stuck on what somebody else is saying about spirituality because you don't have your own path. So you sitting here waiting for somebody else to call you and tell you everything else you wanted to hear because you ain't find it out for yourself. So now that's what I'm saying. Whether it's knowledge, love, or anything, y'all, get your own. Get your own. So that's why I'm saying everybody else in your life is an addition to and not a completion. Be complete on your own. So you'll know, okay, boom, you know what? I was doing business with you or however. Well, my business was doing quite fine. But you know what? This partnership I got with you, that goes back to that 20 and 30%. Your 20 and 30% ain't really doing it for me no more. And you have to not be too dependent on somebody else to where you can't break free from that contract. You know, because that's where they have power. Because they know you need them. Okay, so old girl know you need her, so she know you gonna be calling her back later because she know you ain't getting nothing from nobody else, or she know ain't nobody doing it like her, you know. But if you do it like you, she ain't got to have that control over you or him or whoever. You know, somebody got that control. They know they got that good stuff. So that's why, you know, think about it. You know, my weed smokers or whoever, the ones that know they got that good quality stuff, they the ones that make you wait all day. Take you all day to get in touch with them, right? Because they know they got that quality, right? So they know they got power, you know, right? So you got to think about it. But if you start growing your own stuff, you start getting your own supply, you start having your own, you ain't got to wait for somebody else to tell you when to pull up. When they about to pull up, meet me here. You been waiting all day because you know they got that good shit. You know you ain't going to get nothing from nobody else. That's why they know. So don't give nobody else that power. No, I got that good shit. I ain't calling you no mo. I ain't calling you no mo. That's what you need to be doing, okay? You got it. I got my own. I ain't calling you. You take too long. I've been calling you all day, okay? So that's why I say, you know, fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself, and don't be scared of yourself. And that's why you have to face your own personal frustrations and fears and all that when you're alone. So then when you're around somebody else, they can't expose it. Let that be your power. Oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I didn't have a car. Oh, yeah, you're right. That time I lost my job. You're right. Facts. It happened. Thank you. Thank you. So now nobody's holding anything over your head. Okay? And so now when it's time for you to build yourself up, you know, you have something to put on the table. Or you can bring a whole own damn table. Hell, bring a whole own damn foundation and house. You know, let's put this thing together for real. And like I said, because mine already furnished and my lights already on and my water already running. So just in case your ass break out, we still gonna eat today. You know, so it's not taking away from anybody's power, and it's not taking away from the power of relationships. It's saying increase your power through your relationships. Don't decrease it. And a lot of people decrease because they don't know what they already had in their pocket. You forgot you had that credit card. You forgot you had good credit. You forgot that. So you get with somebody else and you keep using everything out of their account and you forgot what you already had. So then when he say, you can't eat today, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. Or when she say, no, I ain't giving you none. Or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that no more. And they use it as a power because you were dependent on them for that. That's why. That's why they can hold it off from you. They can tell you no more. And you sitting somewhere crying with your heart broke and sad and all those things because that was your supplier. That was their supplier. So once you realize wherever somebody has taken something away from you, you know, that was your supplier. Even if it was a job. You're supposed to be able to enjoy a job. You're supposed to always be in control of everything. Really, matter of fact, we in business together, even if you employ with somebody else. Don't ever let anybody else have your power. Why? Because I can separate myself from the company just like you can separate myself from the company. So, yeah, I need to pay my bills, but you need me too. And if not, guess what? I'm applicable everywhere else. Other people want me. There's something I need somewhere else. So somebody needs me somewhere else. So whatever. But don't ever let somebody be that piece of the pie that just puts you together. Why? Because now there's something they can always have if they put you together. So already be together. So they be like, oh, well, when we was together, I turned the volume up. I know you had, red, white, blue, and black, but I added that green. Okay. But I can still make green because, I had other colors too. I can still do it, And so you have to understand yourself and get off of that stuff. So that's why our families have a history of drugs. Our family will have a history of depression. Our family will have bad credit. Our family will have all of those things, so that goes back to our count. Our family will have respiratory issues because that goes back to our breathing. Our family will have bronchitis. Our family will have asthma. Our family will have all those things because that goes back to our account. So there will be generational wealth and that's been interrupted because somebody didn't breathe properly, because somebody didn't know their value already, and because they didn't put that aside for the family for generations ahead. So now you have your children out here searching, and needing something and looking like beggars, like literally, like more please, can I have a love please, can I have some? Just looking all homeless and homely and just looking like we don't have something because we told somebody, or somebody didn't tell us that the value was already here. So we just always asking for spare change, in love, spare change, okay? Because we never, looked at our reflection. And it goes back to in relationships. In a partnership, like I said, you're going to breathe and you're going to be the same way with that person that you are with yourself. Meaning, when that person is in the room, you're going to breathe the same. When that person walks out the room, you're going to breathe the same. Your breathing doesn't change because that person is your reflection. That person really is just like you. So just like looking in the mirror, that person is just like you. So when you put your hand up here, they put their hand up here. You put your hand down here, they put their hand down here. You make a face, they make a face. You wink an eye, they wink an eye. And so that's why in a relationship, when y'all not seeing eye to eye no more, or it gets scary sometimes when your reflection is not making the same face anymore, when your reflection is not meeting you and they're not doing the same things anymore. So it looks a little scary if you look in the mirror right quick and you put your hand up and your reflection don't do that. So that's why in a relationship it gets scary. You're like, oh shoot, you ain't do what I did. Reflection, this is scary. This was scary. Who that behind there? It gets scary when your partner don't look like you no more. When y'all not thinking the same. When y'all not vibing the same. So that's why you always have to have your own vibe with yourself, because that's why people get their heart broken, or a relationship will have a major effect on somebody and their whole vibration. Because and it's just like they're like, I gotta pick up the pieces of what? You look together to me. You look whole to me. You look fine to me. So what pieces? What pieces? Really, you just lost the number to your supplier, and you're just not going to get that strain no more. And that's quite okay. You're going to get a new strain of self. Okay, that's why there's transformation, and after death, there's life. So after an ending, there's a beginning. And you get to start over, but you have to trust that. And our family hasn't taught us that either. And so we have to see what we've been trained in love and what love looked like to us. Because, like I said, a lot of us think that love is that panicky feeling, that scary feeling, that feeling like, oh, I think I'm in love. But then, like I said, a couple of years later, they done violated you, hurt you, cheated on you. You done drained you of your money, drained you of your dreams, violated your children, your family, and all types of things. Okay, so that means, like I said, you've been held up for a couple of years. You've been held up and you done had that same feeling like you was getting robbed. That same shaky feeling we say that it's love. Ooh, I'm nervous. Girl, I think I'm in love, or I think I'm in love. Okay. And see how that feels. So that's why you have a lot of people who fall in love with their best friend, or somebody that's been sitting right up under their nose the whole time, or somebody you've been collaborating with, or a friend of the family, or, your childhood friend, or your high school sweetheart, and that whole thing. That happens because that's somebody you relate to, and that's somebody you breathe normal around all the time. You don't even think about it. That's not somebody you stick in your, watching on your posture and sitting up straight for, because you're like, oh, that's just so-and-so, But when you're around so-and-so, you don't have to check your breathing. You're not in panic state. Your anxiety ain't popping off. That's somebody you relax around. So that's why friendship is important, and starting off in a friendship is important, because using that mental stimulation and communicating with somebody and getting to know the mind and getting involved with their spirit, which is still the breath, and flowing with them, and you guys breathing the same is so important. And a lot of people miss that mark. And that's why I say too much TV, too much radio, too much of these songs that's telling us that this is all of you and all of me, and I can't breathe without you, and I'm dead without you, and there's no me without you. There was a whole you without them before they came along, and it's going to be a whole you after them, because they're having that experience as well. And so nobody belongs to anybody. So that's why you belong to you, and this is the vehicle that you're in right now. And y'all was just riding in the vehicle together for a while. That's why it's a relationship. Y'all was just rowing your damn boat, okay? And it comes to a stop sometimes, and that shit might turn over or capsize or anything, okay? And that's why you got to have your safety belt, your safety jacket, and that's why even on the plane or anything, that's why they say, hey, put on your safety vest and your mask, and then reach over and help your partner, okay? Because you have to take care of self first, okay? So that's why it goes back to the master bedroom, dealing with the self, how you deal with yourself, your personal needs, and making sure that you have what you need is important. Because even when you're in a guest bedroom, meaning a relationship, or you have a guest in your life, or when you're the guest in somebody else's life, that's why they have travel size everything. Liquor, toothbrush, toothpaste, everything. They got travel size, meaning bring your own shit just in case this person is not supplied in that area. Hey, you got toothbrush? Nope, good, I brought my own. You got lotion? Nope, good, I got my own. That means that person is not prepared in their master bedroom. That means they're not even ready to really have you in your life. So you got to quit getting with these, and mind me, because this is no disrespect, but we got to understand what words mean. Stop getting with these emotionally retarded people. Okay? Because retarding just means to slow down, or somebody that's not fully developed in that area. And so it's a lot of men and women who are emotionally retarded and then call themselves being in love. And you real fucked up in that area, and you real slow in that area. You ain't developed in that area at all, and then you say you in love. You don't even breathe right, and you say you in love, and you say with somebody else, or you with somebody else. And that's no disrespect to anybody. But like I said, we have to understand what words mean, so nobody feels funny about me using that word. But a lot of us are socially retarded. I mean, there's a lot of things. We don't even know how to act in public. When we're talking about attracting somebody else and being with somebody else. And so we do a lot of weird and odd things in public just to get attention, because there's no self-love. That's one thing you always got to have, is the self-love, that self-respect, which is, your draws that you have to have on every day. Your pride and your self-respect you have to have every day. And the pride is something you can put down sometimes. Your self-respect is, just your underwear. Because without your self-respect, you take them underwear off, you're exposed. Okay? And you don't look the same. Alright? Because now you're looking a little crazy. So you got to always have that on. You can put the pride down sometimes. Okay? Because the pride lets you let other things in. But that self-respect you don't put down ever. Ever. Okay, so even when love, okay, that's somebody loving you and supporting you, okay, all the time, okay. So think about the body, we praise God, or we praise, Allah, or Buddha, or however that we go about it. But one thing, let's just always break it down to the body, your medulla oblongata. Your medulla oblongata, we have to give praise every day, because that thing is functioning every day and making sure you're breathing correctly, and making sure you sneeze at the right time, making sure that you cough at the right time, making sure that nothing is blocking your airway so you can be here. Because without any oxygen, without any air, there is no you. And so that's why that's a very valuable element that we have to make sure we got in our purse, and we have to carry that with us all the time. So like I say, be mindful of how you breathe alone, and make sure you find somebody that breathes on that same flow as you, so you can know that that's love. Because as soon as somebody's giving you something that increases your heart rate, nothing's wrong with that. But once your body needs it, okay, and once your body is dependent on the feeling that somebody else is giving you, it's no different than somebody giving you a blunt, giving you a pill, giving you something you never had, and you become addicted, okay, and you become dependent, and now you need this. And so you have to think about, like I said, what our families go through, how dependent our family is, and be honest about what our family and our parents have shown us as far as love and dependency. Why was mama really with daddy that long? Or why was daddy with mama that long? Who needed who? You know, or was it really just a balanced relationship and they were just really together and they really loved each other? Why was grandma and granddaddy together that long? You know, because when we talk about the longevity of a situation, how we know that that wasn't a long time of pain, a long time of cheating, a long time of abuse? We don't know that. We just talk about how long, but nobody's talking about what happened in the between time. Really open that book and really read that thing, you know, and be like, okay, so your ingredients of love is this, okay? Peace and love, Elwood. So, you know, just look at that, you guys. And peace and love, Carrie. I saw you on here. Adrian, Shaheem. There was a couple of people I saw on here. I wanted to give some love to. I saw y'all, but I was going. But I just wanted to go in with that really quick, you guys. Let's just really be honest about our love and our love for ourselves. Even with friends, like I said, even in friendships. You know who you are so that you're not so quick to be friends with a female, you know, or a guy. Know who you are by yourself. That's why that by yourself, that break time is quite all right, you know. So you're not so quick to be clicked up with people that you're not supposed to be friends with. Somebody that wasn't meant for you. And then understand that feeling that your body is telling you. The wisdom of your body is important. So, you know, are you excited to be around this person? Or is your body telling you, stop, wait a minute. You know, you in danger, you in harm, other direction. What is your navigation telling you when you stop right here at this destination with this person? What is your navigation telling you? You got some more miles, because if you still have more miles on that trip, your navigation is telling you to keep going, not to stop right here. But if your navigation is telling you to pause and you can breathe for a minute, this is a rest stop. This is somebody that you can relax around because your breathing doesn't change and it doesn't interrupt anything. Alright, so peace and love, everybody. I hope y'all have a good one, and share this video because I know that a lot of people probably need to see this and just get another perspective on how they go about things in their relationships with other people. Have a good day, y'all. Love y'all.